actually bring all this stuff together for publishers to experiment. But we also made sure that we talked to about 500 different publishers this year alone to see what they wanted in different areas. And we launched with a few select publishers just because we wanted to make sure that we gave them all the attention in getting the portals to what they wanted. And so these are the publishers that are currently out there. And we also have some retailers that are using the View Inside aspect alone. This is Eurostar Bookstore. And I've kind of talked a little bit about this, but we've been there for 7 years in various segments, and we have a lot of different products, a lot of different clients, and this experience is what we're synthesizing into iPublishCentral, that we want to make a product available for publishers to experiment with low cost. And what I will show right now is a little bit of what iPublishCentral is. And since I keep harping about low cost, you can go there and click on the pricing and see exactly what the pricing is. It's available there. There's no, we're not saying, well, you come and talk to us and we'll tell you exactly what the pricing is. It's available right there for you guys to see. And make up your own mind on whether this is a price point that will be interesting for you to experiment with. You can actually look at a lot of galleries, and I will show you some of the galleries of the widgets that are out there. So these are some of the titles that publishers have put on, and these are the widgets. This is one style of the widget that's available there, and it's all available on iPublishCentral. And you can actually click on any one of these titles, and you would get to see View Inside the book, which is similar to what I was showing before. And this is available on any social networking site. So when this virally propagates, that same content is being mediated by iPublishCentral. So everybody who sees in every page of your book in different, across the net, you will have access to in your reports, right? If you look at the functionality that's available here, I can search inside the book. I can look at the details of the View Inside, and if the table of contents is available, I can see the table of contents. I think it's available in this. Yep. And I can enable viral marketing. If you look at the HarperCollins information, this is they made it very clear that there's about a lot of people that virally pass along your content. And you can shop in different areas. You can shop in the publisher's website, or Barnes & Nobles, or different distributors that you have that might be in different geographies. So those are actually available to you. And there are different form factors for the widgets, just in terms of what makes sense, and also all the different sites that we have are available there in the gallery. But if I was a publisher and let me see how I'm running on time. I have 6 minutes. If I was a publisher, what I would do is I would log in, and I'm just going to show you how the login on this works. And this is what is available to all the publishers today. You can log in and you can do it yourself. The first thing you see is a dashboard, which says how many titles are up, how many widgets have been created, how many View Insights have been created for those widgets, how many sites have actually been generated from here. And once you put one title in, you can generate microsites. You don't need to have only one site up. So if you have subject areas, you can actually create subject areas and say, these are the areas that I want to experiment with, in saying, would somebody be interested in only all the titles in this particular area that I have, right? And you get some reports on what are the widgets that are being used most, and you get reports on the View Inside. You get a report of what assets you've actually uploaded there, so you know exactly what you're using. And in this, if I go into product management, I get to see all the products that are available here, and I get a lot of actions on them. I can add new products, I can edit existing products, I can add additional assets to them, I can put videos of authors speaking about their product and make that available in the widget. I can do widget management and View Inside. There's a whole bunch of functionality that we have here, which take a little while to go into in and of itself. So what I want to kind of impress on this audience is the fact that there are tools available. This is one of the tools. There are a couple of other tools available in the market, and some of them do some of the functionality, some of them do different functionality, but the only way you're going to find out what your readers want is to actually experiment and try it out. And if you could get something that is at a fairly low cost, that enables you to experiment, and the pricing is right here for you to see, so you guys can sort of go and see whether that's a pricing that will work for you. Is that something that you can actually find out how you can sell ebooks in the market today? Is that going to change how you're going to do your books in the future? If you know exactly what your users are searching for in the books. You know, there's a lot of people that came and said, you know, oh, but Google Preview has something, and I can put Google Preview in. Sure, you can, right? And we actually help our publishers get their content on Google Preview. And you see that image about the widgets. Google is one of the online communities that you should capitalize on, but it's only one of the online communities. There are other online communities that you want to capitalize, and we actually have access to exactly what information is available in a Google book search and Google Preview. And all we can say is what is available in iPublishCentral reports in terms of what people are searching for, where they're coming from, who are the users, and can you actually do email marketing to them is all available for you to use. You can look at all your subscribers and make use of them. And so it behooves a publisher to try these things and see how it works for them, right? And it is a little bit of a pitch about one product. However, what we've done is worked on this for about 5 to 7 years. We've looked around the market. There's a lot of different products out there, and it is something that you should look at in order to figure out if this is the ebook strategy. So the message about the product is the fact that only with experimentation you're going to find out what your readers really want, and can the tools that you're using to experiment give you the wealth of information you need in order to make that experiment successful. That's really what I wanted to say here. And before I close, I will let you know where you can find us, and if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer them in the 5 minutes we have.
Thank you very much. That was very comprehensive. You mentioned that collections might be acquired for access by libraries, etc., for 1 semester, 1 month, 1 week. Do you see libraries eventually going completely pay-per-view in an authorized intranet where the library would provide each user with sort of a budget? It seems that maybe that would be a logical extension of the 1 month, 1 semester model.
What we do know right now is the libraries are actually spending a lot of money on electronic collections, right? But the problem, the real problem is that let's say I'm a professor with one university or a student at one university, my entitlements and the fact that I'm entitled to these titles, I might not even know. So the typical problem that librarians have is, yes, they get their counter-compliant reports that say, this is my access, these are my journals, but do my users really know what they have access to? And they actually have a lot of people, a lot of professors who are ending up going and buying the content again for stuff they already have access to. So whether the library would actually make available textbooks is something that the publisher has to decide if it makes economic sense, right? Because you are selling your content for a little higher to the institutional market, right? And you can, the big thing in the textbook market is the price of textbooks are increasing, and the used book market is competing with that, and you keep the cycle for 3 years just so that the page numbers change, and the hardbacks, even though there is no real reason for hardbacks being a lot more expensive than paperbacks, it is the way that you're combating the perception in the market that there's a perceived value, right? But if a student, and what students do today is they take three or four of them to share the book, and they use that, and they go to the used book market and they take that. So it's kind of like a vicious cycle, and the people or the gatekeepers and the professors are recommending the books, and there's electronic ancillaries that get put in there, and there's a lot of cost that goes to electronic ancillaries, but then it's not being used as much, and students still prefer to actually, but then the question is, in your space, for the kind of content you're putting out, what makes sense, right? The thing here is you can try it out, and see if those are the models that make sense. And the only way we'll really find out till everybody comes out with proven models that actually work. I mean, there are no real proven models today that I'm aware of except the journals, right? There's journals, but there's already a lot of backlash in the journal market because the libraries are complaining that they pay too much for it, and they're getting overcharged for the stuff, and they're creating open access models, they're creating other models where you can get to the content, peer-reviewed journals that have nothing to do with publishers. So there's a lot of backlash over there in terms of pricing, but only with experimentation. Questions? All right, thank you all for your attention, and you can find us at Hall 4.2, just right down below.